This video is going to demonstrate how artificial subconscious intelligence is going to solve our current network capacity problems. What you are looking at is the visual interface to ASI technology. We call it the simulation matrix. In developing this technology, it quickly became apparent that we needed a way to manage sensor reality in order to build and develop the software. So, we created our own matrix. And just like the movie, it creates a virtual reality using simulated sensor readings that we can control. This current matrix is simulating 210 computer sensors. Each sensor is represented in the list. The colors popping up indicate a sensor's motion. Green represents normal motion, yellow a small change, orange a medium change, and red a large change. The current matrix is running on a 3-second interval. So every 3 seconds, sensor readings are produced and subconsciously processed. Let's take a closer look at what's going on. Here we see the stats for the entire process. This first column shows us the total number of sensor data records the matrix is producing. The current simulation is configured to randomly create a 30% change pattern in the sensor readings. These first numbers summarize that pattern. The last 3 lines are the numbers that we care about most in network data processing. A sensor reading is stored in a single digital record, and inside of that record are a number of data fields. Each of the fields holds a piece of information. This information will include the sensor reading and may include other things like identification, timestamps, sequence numbers, location codes, just about anything. The number and types of data fields are based on the data protocol being used. A data record is eventually encoded on a network frame and then is ready for transmission. This matrix is running on an Internet of Things protocol and has already produced 22,000 data records, constructed with over 250,000 data fields. To transmit this knowledge has required 47,000 network frames. As you can see, only a few hundred sensors running for just a couple of minutes produces an enormous amount of data. More data than our networks are capable of carrying. Two-dimensional data transference is not the way. We just can't afford it. But let's take a look at the next column and see nature's solution. These are the numbers for the motion decimator. The decimator converts all the two-dimensional records and data fields into motion. These first numbers represent the different types of motion that the decimator is detecting. It is currently tracking value, sequential, and time motion. This bottom set of numbers shows the real efficiency of motion conversion. We have eliminated over 96% of the data fields, over 67% of the data records. The motion pattern was then encrypted and encoded onto a single network frame. That frame is sent, and the second frame is received as an acknowledgement. Standard data transfer needs 58,000 frames, while we can encode that same information in 280 frames. That is a 99.52% reduction. Now let's move to the third column, where we use the subconscious to generate intelligence. Since ASI has no inherent conscious functionality, we use the simulation matrix itself to act as an attached frontal lobe. From it, we can create a connection to the subconscious to send motion requests to its motion reactor. Now, the first motion reaction program was memory replication, which is the same process performed by the primary visual cortex. This produces a copy of the original data, which is then used by our simulated frontal lobe to consciously sees the picture. We then use a conscious reasoning function to compare the replicated data to the original data that we sieve field by field. This line shows us any errors in that comparison. As you can see, the system has encountered 0 errors in almost 400,000 data fields. This, together with the total number of records on the next line, tells us that the system has performed a perfect memory reproduction using motion. The simulation matrix allows us to look inside into the correct moment in time and validate the entire process. With the power of the brain, we can do real-time data analysis. And as you can see, this process is instant and perfect.
ASI, Human-Computer Evolution, a future together.